Alright folks, welcome back to the second week of me going through Phase 4 of the MCU, and today we'll be deep diving into our first look of the new generation of heroes, and that is Falcon and the Winter Soldier. This is a miniseries created by Malcolm Spellman for Disney+. This is the second miniseries in the MCU and also takes place after Endgame. Spellman was head writer with Carrie Scogland directing episodes. The show follows Sam Wilson after being handed the mantle of Captain America as he teams up with Bucky Barnes. Sam and Bucky are once again played by Anthony Mackie and Sebastian Stan. Wyatt Russell plays another new Captain America who becomes US agent. Erin Kellyman plays our supposed enemy Karli, who is the leader of the Flag Smashers. Danny Ramirez plays Joaquin Torres, who is in the US Air Force and helps Wilson. Adepero Oduye plays Sam's sister Sarah. Daniel Brühl returns as Zemo. Emily Van Camp returns as Sharon Carter. Florence Kasumba returns as AO, and Don Cheadle makes a minor appearance as War Machine. The show has 6 episodes, all directed by Scogland. Spellman wrote the first and last episode. Other writers on the show were Michael Castellane, Derek Kolstad, Dallin Musun, and Joseph Sawyer. The episodes ran from March 19, 2021 to April 23, 2021. Spellman was one of the several writers who was asked to pitch a series focused on the 2 main characters. Feige overall felt that these films had not yet explored enough of them both, with Marvel definitely being on board for a show since the audience's favourite moments from The Winter Soldier and Civil War involved both the characters. Both actors were even up for doing a film together, with Sebastian Stan saying he wanted to make it feel like a midnight run and 48 hours. Back to Spellman's experience, each writer was asked to develop a pitch with an executive of Marvel Studios. They were put with Nate Moore and they focused on the pitch on race and identity. Bad luck was then put to the writer when they showed this new pitch to Feige since they had a migraine. However, Moore put in a good word saying they both agreed on the ideas. The writer was then hired by the end of October 2018. The series was officially announced in April 2019 with its title, and Scogland was then hired to direct a month later. Mackie was overall hesitant about the series to begin with because he felt it would not match the quality of the films and he didn't want a black actor to star in one of the franchise's first major failures, but then he was confident once he read Spellman's writing. Spellman wanted the show to be like Black Panther, where they could inspire black youth. Themselves, Moore and half the writing staff were black as well, so it meant so much to them. Mackie also felt that he wasn't just taking the mantle of Captain America, he was also taking the mantle from Chadwick Boseman since the actor passed away in August 2020. Kolstad joined the writing team in July 2019 and said he would be bringing in a style of world building and character building that he had done with the John Wick films. For the blip, Spellman noted that they wanted this crisis to be something the viewers could identify with, and made a parallel connection between this and the pandemic in the real world. He felt that both would unite or divide people, and each episode would define this. Marvel had some early ideas to feature in the series before hiring Spellman. This was to include Zemo and that Carter would become the power broker by the end of the series. This was overall inspired by the 1990s Captain America comic book storylines. Spellman overall created the series from their general knowledge of both the comics and films, along with Moore and Nagelhort's knowledge as well. This was rather than basing it off a specific comic book series, although they did name Truth, Red, White and Black as a large influence. Moore has gone on to say that he wasn't a big fan of the comic book storyline, but he felt like the ideas Spellman got from it were very good. Feige was also not sure whether they should include Isaiah Bradley, who is in the comic book series majorly, and felt that there was not enough room for them in the series, but was once on board with that storyline once they saw how the character links with the series themes. Some characters are even just written and then given a comic book name with them, even if they only had one thing linked to the comic book character. One example of this is the Flag Smashers. Both Anthony and Sebastian were announced to reprise their roles when the series was first announced in April 2019. The next month, both Brühl and Van Camp entered negotiations to reprise their roles. Brühl was confirmed for the series in July 2019 and Van Camp was confirmed a month later when Wyatt Russell joined the cast as John Walker. Set photos revealed that Oduye would then be appearing in the series as Sam's sister. Additional photos revealed that Erin Kellyman joined the cast playing Karli. Ramirez was then cast the next month and Kellyman's casting was announced that December. Don Cheadle will then go on to announce his appearance in February 2021. Mentioned set photos, filming began on October 31st, 2019 at Pinewood Atlanta Studios in Georgia. Overall, PJ Dillon served as cinematographer. Anthony and Sebastian would then go on to announce the filming on November 4th. Scogland was overall inspired by The Midnight Cowboy, The Intouchables and David Lean's films for this series. Van Camp filmed her parts for the series while filming her role in the series The Resident, since both were shot in Atlanta. Filming was then expected to begin in Puerto Rico for 2 weeks, but production was suspended due to the earthquakes there. They then revealed on March 3rd that they moved to the Czech Republic instead for 3 weeks. However, filming was stopped on March 10th due to the COVID pandemic, and production moved back to Atlanta. Scogland said the crew used their time wisely when production was shut down, and said they continued with post-production. The editing team featured Jeffrey Ford, Kelly Dixon, Todd Desrores, and Roseanne Tan. Henry Jackman, who scored The Winter Soldier and Civil War, returned to this series and began scoring by December 2020. He reprised several of the themes from the films to this series. For example, Zemo's theme from Civil War is used again for him, and they used an off-key Captain America theme to represent John Walker. The show was originally meant to premiere in August 2020, but was pushed back when filming was delayed. Critically, Rotten Tomatoes gave the show an 87% from 330 reviews, and Metacritic gave it a 74 out of 100 based on 32 reviews. It was nominated for 24 awards and won 2. This overall credited the performances of the show. Personally, I feel again a political storyline again is something that we needed with these last few MCU projects, mostly being about aliens, funny heists and the introduction to the multiverse. However, even then, I wouldn't say they exactly did the same storyline the previous Captain America films did. Here we see Sam's guilt of becoming Captain America, Bucky's guilt of killing the son of a friend, and the somewhat guilt Walker gets from always following what the government tells them to do. This show simply divides into the themes of guilt and revenge. The show's overall biggest accomplishment is putting the characters first, adding layers into their overall arcs, while yes, having some action and comedy being added into it to make it an MCU project. I would overall give it a 4 out of 5 or an 8 out of 10. So that was the somewhat making of Falcon and the Winter Soldier and my own thoughts on the series. Honestly, I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on the show, and if you have any additional facts about the making of the series, I'd really love to hear it. If you've also liked the MCU videos for a good while now, please consider subscribing to the channel as well and giving this video a like. Honestly, it's not the biggest priority of this channel, but it is an extra perk along with talk about stuff I love or hate at times, and also getting to edit a video. So yeah, I haven't really got anything extra to add other than just about the main show, and yeah, I'll see you next week.
There's a ton of awesome stuff to try on Game Pass. What next? You want to take down some bad guys?
Well, I can do that.